We're going to organise an open day where not only do the people come, but they come here very much in style. I'd like you then to give a presentation, something about the conference centre and what you're capable of arranging and doing for them, the kind of quantities you can cater for, the different setups that you can do, but also something very specific about this site. We really have to capture people's imaginations about how they can use this for their own conferences.
Yes.
And we just have to make sure that we get every element just right.
That's fine.
I'm feeling a lot more encouraged than I was when I arrived. They weren't horrified at the Blue Room makeover. They seem to have accepted the fact that the guest lounge needs some attention, and they seem genuinely excited about an open day for the conference centre. I'm starting to see some hope that maybe those old dogs are going to manage to learn something new after all. Now, over at the conference centre, what does the presentation consist of?
Us talking with slideshow.
It's a very brief history of the house.
And what we can offer.
Oh, well, that's fantastic.
Drink champagne.
To set the bygone scene, Alex has arranged for the eminent guests to be greeted at nearby Staverton Steam Railway.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Elizabeth Caulfield, and welcome. Liz Caulfield, how do you do? Welcome.
Hello.
It's a small, cherry-picked guest list of some of the country's leading events professionals, including conference producers, team-building experts, film location scouts, wedding planners and journalists, none of whom have ever heard of Kingston before. First, a champagne reception on the period platform.
Thank you very much. How are you?
Before the guests travel to the estate in style. So far, so glamorous.
Welcome to Kingston.
It's been a grand start. Liz and Michael now need to keep up the momentum with their presentation.
Feeling incredibly nervous about the presentation. I hope they've got the essentials in it. I don't think any of our guests are particularly interested in the history of the house. What they really want to know is what Liz and Michael can offer them for a big conference or a wedding.
Alex has asked for a concise slice of heritage, followed by plenty of practical info about what Kingston can offer as a venue.
That was the long barn, the building with the red door. The original bathroom. The bath there dates from 1830. And that was me standing in...
But it appears the Caulfields are on an entirely different page.
That was the fireplace. That was the...
Rather than presenting a dynamic sales pitch, Liz and Michael have opted for history.
And that was the main stairs. The stairs.
History.
And that was part of the original.
And more history.
And that was the Undercroft with a vengeance, full of junk. And
it's almost 20 minutes before the lecture finally comes to an end.
That was agony. Every single second of that was agony. I just cannot believe that Liz and Michael could do something like that. They seem to have completely missed the point. I suffered through that whole presentation thinking these poor guests must think we're stark raving mad.
After she convinced him to rebrand the new Lingarth as a B&B, Andrew went one step further and renamed it Bentley's Blackpool. Next step, to upgrade the rooms to be assessed for a star rating.
Andrew has to take any chance he gets to rise head and shoulders above the accommodation providers in Blackpool. One way he could do that is by gaining accreditation. I think it would be a huge bonus for his business.
I think with the rooms for me to sort out, I think that I'll be ready for the inspection
Alex has agreed to fully refurbish 3 bedrooms herself if Andrew brings the remainder up to spec. But while he's confident in his own taste, when it comes to Alex's, Andrew's yet to be persuaded.
A few ideas have been banded around, which I wouldn't say I'm opposed to at the moment, but I'm not. I need to be convinced that they are the right ideas for the rooms. Yeah, that's it.
With just 3 weeks left before Andrew's star rating assessment, the hotel inspector's back in Blackpool to check he's ready.
Last time I was here, Andrew promised me he was going to get masses done to his B&B in order to achieve the star rating that he's so desperate for. I'm very conscious that this is my last chance to whip Andrew into shape, and I hope he shares my sense of urgency and my sense that time is ticking away.
But it looks as though her hopes of a sea change by the seaside are soon dashed.
Great. Well, he's painted the old sign over. It's now a really unattractive red. But there is still no new name here. So it's neither the New Lingarth nor Bentley's. It's just a blot on the landscape, actually. It's got no number. How are people supposed to find it, even? How do people look it up on the internet? How does he have guests come and stay here? If he can't even get the signage done, I dread to think how little he's done indoors. Hi.
Hello, Alex.
How are you?
Very good indeed. And you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Tell me why you don't have a name outside.
Well, I do, just on the side of the door there.
And no, why you've painted over the New Lingarth, but you don't have a Bentley's sign up yet.
I've got the logo,
Yeah.
which I don't like.
Right.
I don't want to put up a sign at this particular stage and then think to myself, it's a wrong thing, or I should have had it done this way, I should have had it done that way. The final pieces, like the sign, is just a little email to say, yes, I accept this design, I accept that design. It's literally a 2-minute job.
I find it very hard to work with someone who keeps telling me that they're going to do X, Y, and Z, and then not only doesn't do it, but changes their mind about the value of doing anything. It makes me feel slightly depressed and slightly as if I'm not quite sure what the point was to me having come. All right, I'll get myself sorted out.
Okay. I'll give you a moment.
You know, I feel like I'm living in a parallel reality. He keeps telling me how busy he is and why he's accomplished so little in these 6 weeks that I haven't seen him. At the same time, however, he has the gall to tell me that all it will take is one email or one phone call. And why doesn't he fucking make it? The house, quirky B&B. Suddenly my heart is starting to sink.
A name like the house is about as bland as they come. That'll need to go.
The signage was not what I was expecting. There's a ghastly, tacky, down-market sign that says, "Sleep with us," which sounds like some wife-swapping convention.
I'm very nervous about Alex coming. I don't want to face the problem. I don't want to know the bad news.
Hello, I'm Alex.
I'm Rowena. Shall I get you signed in?
Yes. Can I see your booking book?
Yes. You won't like it.
Well, it's not particularly
Orderly.
way of
I
doing
have to say, on that part, Mike can take the blame for most of that. That's him more than me. He's the one that's very disorderly with those. You see, most of them are his writing.
How do you work out what your occupancy is?
I don't know how to do that.
You've been here 10 years and you don't know how to do occupancy.
I'm not good at all at the business side. I might have looked at the accounts once.
The alarm bells are already ringing. Rowena might try and shift blame onto Mike, but she should know how many heads she's had on beds. It's the crux of the entire hotel trade.
So you like the social aspect of the hotel?
Yes.
But you don't really enjoy the business side?
No, I hate the business. It's probably the smallest of our house rooms, but it's got probably the best view.
Light.
It's the only room where you can shower and look at the sheep at the same time.
Where did the tagline "Sleep with us" come from?
I just thought of it. Why not?
I thought I was coming to some gangbanging convention.
I didn't say me, I said sleep with us.
I know, that's why it's risque. The more the merrier.
And yes, that's what...
Keys into the hat, boys.
Of course, taglines should be memorable, but they should also be easy to understand. Saying "sleep with us" sends out a rather confusing message.
What has become more and more evident to me over the last 24 hours is that it's just extravagance on a ridiculous scale.
From high-end extras to frivolous freebies.
I like generosity to a customer. I think that they have really got to learn where to draw the line there.
Rowena and Mike give things away as if this were a luxury hotel. From bountiful breakfast to water to wine. Even five-star hotels don't give guests a free bar. A closer look at their finances reveals the true cost of their excessive spending.
It's obvious why they're losing money. Their sales in 2015 were about £2,000 a week, and their expenses were £2,677 a week. So kind of ergo.
I mean, any idiot understands that you have to make more than you spend to make money, and if the opposite is true, then you lose money. It was very easy to understand. But it's a concept Rowena and Mike are failing to grasp. It's time I hammer it home before their business goes down the pan.
You're going to make, in a month, about 2,370 quid. And on your current expenses, you're spending £300 more than that a month. So, you know, that's a problem. Do not give away drinks. You make everyone pay for every single bloody thing they consume.
Next on my list is the crucial question of occupancy.
First of all, you've got to understand about occupancy and how easy it is to work out. You've got a certain number of rooms, you've got a certain number of room nights a month. Put the number of rooms you actually sell over the number of rooms you had to sell.
Right.
Yeah, so it's quite easy. Because I have worked out that if you're run on less than 30% occupancy, you're losing money.
We need to get the number of guests up, but first Rowena and Mike have to get the business basics right. When you have as few guests as they do, simple things like knowing exactly how much it costs you to provide a room for the night, including everything from heating to laundry costs, is crucial to turning a profit.
You know, you must have an idea how much a room costs.
No, I wouldn't know how much the total is. I never really added it up.
Oh, you are kidding me. As a business person, it really deeply offends me that you don't think that this stuff is worth focusing on. Oh, darling, that's really naughty.
Yeah, I never really did it.
I don't want it to upset you.
No, I mean, it's silly. I should know that. In fact, I should have even thought that you might ask me that. I should have tried to work it out. But I never really thought about it.
You think about this place as your home.
And
then it's because it's your home, so money, no object. The blinkers have got to come off. You can't run a business and lose money year after year. You can't run a business and tell me that you don't look at the figures. That's what a business is about. She's really been unforgivably lax. Gosh, it's a long time since I was in such a floral room. It's a shame because the room's got really nice proportions, but they're certainly not being made the most of.
And the floral pattern continues next door.
This is an interesting decorative technique and one that I'm not entirely sure works here. Let's just layer pattern upon pattern upon pattern upon pattern. I mean, the whole effect completely blows your mind. How could you ever sleep in here? Once again, this room is very flowery. It's like someone's dream of femininity. And these duvets don't match at all, and this horrible sofa.
Most of the people that come here, they come in and they say, hell, this is going into another world. And you couldn't change it. You can't change this place. It's got to stay as it is.
That is very pink, and it's the kind of pink that you're only going to like if you're a little girl under the age of 4. It obviously doesn't match. Why bother?
Hoping for some improvement downstairs, Alex explores the function room.
This looks like a village hall. There's this collection of very disparate stuff. Just doesn't hang together, and it's a lovely sized room and surely has a million uses. But who's going to use it with it decorated like this?
The house explored, Alex decides it's now time to get to know her hosts, Terry and Maureen.
23 years ago, you bought this place, and presumably it wasn't as stuffed full of stuff as it is now.
No.
So you just go for you like the kind of Victorian look?
Edwardian, really.
Edwardian, sorry.
Oh, don't mind.
Excuse me for saying it, but you're not exactly in the first flush of youth anymore.
Pardon?
Is that
I'm
rude?
seeing Terry will be 80 next year. I
Yeah.
think enough is enough, quite frankly. I'll be
Eventually.
honest.
Well,
Terry will
What?
never want to sell it.
Been carried out in a box.
All right, fine. Where do you advertise? Where do you market? What do you do?
We don't advertise.
We don't advertise at all. Don't
Just on the
believe in it.
website, and that is it.
So how do people find you?
How do they find us? Sometimes people just stumble on us.
So what are you prepared to do and what aren't you?
Not a lot.
Oh,
to
what
be
you're
quite-
prepared to do.
There's that saying you can't teach old dogs new tricks. And I
You
think
talk about me or you?
you're slightly ungallant, darling. Please. So you present quite a conundrum.
We go round in a circle and we come to nothing.
Okay.
Good. Get on with it.
As Alex turns in for the night, the scale of her challenge becomes clear.
This whole situation here is really interesting. It's quite unusual. Usually I have people really interested, at least in seeking for help. They're not even sure that they want to be busier. They don't know even what they want of me. They want everything to be exactly the same. They just want a little bit more money out of it, which is quite a challenge.
After a good night's sleep, Alex goes online to see how the rest of the world views the Milton Lodge.
This website is really poor. I think it is slightly misrepresenting itself. And I think the pictures are really tired of the interior. It's not representative of how pretty it is here. And normally websites misrepresent the other way. This is prettier than the website shows it to be.
With Joe and Terry responsible for the front of house, Alex takes them both on a tour of the problems she's discovered so far.
This is the most amazingly light and lovely, pretty room. I can't understand why then you have a kind of duvet that completely clashes with the wallpaper. I think that if you're going to do the Victoriana thing of wallpapering, then everything else has to be a bit plainer to suit modern tastes a bit more. Does that make sense?
Well, to you it does. It's obvious.
Well, does it to you?
No, not really.
So why not?
So what do you suggest doing with this room?
I think duvet. Change the duvet, walk into the room and see what this wallpaper looks like with this, and actually it looks much smarter immediately.
The bathroom doesn't tickle the hotel inspector's fancy either.
And I know pink is the theme, but was this really necessary?
This is for gay people, this room. We picked the gays here because they like pink. And they do, believe it or not, they like pink.
With Terry using any excuse to resist bringing the hotel into the modern world, Alex tries another room and another tack to illustrate her point.
People travel with lots of stuff, and every spare inch of surface is covered here with something. There's nowhere to put anything. You know, you've got stuff that I think don't particularly, it's something that's just stuff that's here.
And what would they do if they wanted them ornaments?
I wouldn't have dried flowers.
That's what I knew you wouldn't say that. That was obvious.
Because they collect dust. Is this carpet, for example, hiding something nasty underneath?
No,
No, have a look.
Oh, well, that's already a lot better.
all about the taste.
But why would you have a rug there, darling? People kind of like plain. Yeah? That's
That's your opinion.
That's all I'm trying to say.
That's your opinion, though.
That is my opinion, but this is a field in which I know quite a lot.
Of course we'd like to be busier, provided it don't change my style of life. At my age, I like doing just what I want to do. But, you know, she's got her ideas and I've got mine.